Full throttle. And damn, that's all she wrote. Now my wing and GPS I need to find still. Oh, well that's not good. The wing turned more into a shovel. Today, with 100+ mile-an-hour Traxxas Bandit, I'll be testing two different 3S LIPOs just to compare them. One's a pre-production one and one is the final production pack. Just doing some quality control for Liperior, rcbattery.com, great partner of the channel. And then I'm throwing a 4S battery in here, and it's gonna be the first time I believe I've run 4S with this X-Team 3660 sized motor, 4650 kV. So it's gonna be screaming, it's gonna be spinning pretty fast, and it's probably capable of 110 miles an hour if I can keep it on the road. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. Wish me luck. I'll go over all the modifications to the car at the end of the video, but it's gonna be dicey. This thing gets pretty hard to control past 100 miles an hour. Stay tuned. First up is the pre-production pack. I don't like running these in here because they don't fit in the car, so if I wreck it, they go flying. It's just not a good fit for this car, but we'll give it a shot. It should get up close to 100 miles an hour. Full throttle. And damn. That's all she wrote. That's the problem when I jump from one car to another without a good shakedown run. I was used to that Jetwood truck, which the steering is completely different. And damn, takes a lot of time to get ready for these runs. I just broke the wing that I just fixed. And it is what it is. That was probably a 95 mile an hour crash if the GPS registered up to the full speed. Darn it, man. And I don't know where the car went. Yep, the wing is toast. The battery got ripped out. Hopefully it didn't damage the ESC. Now the battery is still in there. Darn. Let me test it out and make sure everything still works. It looks like it's okay. It did crash into this tall grass, which may have eased the impact a bit. Now my wing and GPS I need to find still. Both are painted yellow, which should help me, but I don't know. I'll check back in when I find them. Oh, well that's not good. The wing turned more into a shovel. Nice little hole there, but actually, other than the mount breaking again, the wing's okay. That softened the flow to it. Still have not found the GPS, however. And there's the GPS. 91.7, and it was still accelerating. So yeah, that was probably every bit of a 95 mile an hour crash. Well, I guess I can't complain too much. The damage to the car appears to be minimal. I didn't even lose my weights I have up front here. Maybe I lost one of them, but could have been a lot worse. And everything looks true. And the winter evening bearings are still spinning good. So That's it for this one. All right, Brennan, I owe you some results. So I'm out here again. I repaired the wing. My confidence and pride is damaged a little bit, so I'm not gonna run 4S. I'm gonna start off with a shakedown run with this Liperior high voltage 2S LIPO, 8200 milliamp hour. Get my confidence back a little bit with a shakedown run here. And then I'm gonna run these two 3S packs. I didn't pre-warm them this time, didn't have time, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going for all out speed. I'm just going for a comparison. So hopefully, we'll get up at least mid 90s, maybe a little faster. Let's see what happens. Okay, and the GPS is zeroed out and reading. And here we go. 2S run. That's more like it. Maybe do one more shakedown run. She's running nice and straight. Almost straight. Tweak this slightly. There we go. Tracking a little to the right. There we go. Now she's tracking pretty good. All right, 73 miles an hour. Man, those wires are hot. I was definitely pulling some amps with those runs. It's pretty warm out right now. It's about 85 degrees. And let's just take a quick look at the telemetry data. This is my daughter's phone, in case you were wondering. All right, pulled 182 amps per peak. So probably closer to, 140, maybe 150. Min voltage was pretty low. This battery definitely suffers from some serious voltage sag, but it was good for a shakedown run. Max temperature of the ESC 64 degrees and almost 23,000 RPMs. So I'm gonna let this cool down for a couple minutes and then we'll start off with some 3S. Now I have the 3S pre-production pack in here. Wish me luck. Hopefully things go a little better than they did this morning. Oh yeah, and there's the new mount for the wing. It's my last one, so I'm gonna have to find a new place to 3D print those for me. The place that I was getting them from, the price went up to a ridiculous amount. They weren't like, I don't know, it was something just stupid, like $50 a piece, whereas before it was like $4 each. So I definitely need some more of those. That's one of the reasons I'm not doing the 4S run. It's risky enough doing 3S, and I really don't want to break those if I can help it. So here we go. Pre-production pack, 3S, easing into it. All right, that looked a lot cleaner than this morning. I'll probably only be able to do one run because it's so warm out, but I think that was a pretty clean run. Maybe a little on the short end, but I'll try to duplicate that when I run the second battery. How hot's this motor? Pretty darn hot. Let's get the fan on it. All right, not my fastest run with these packs, but they're not pre-warmed, and I did go a little short, so 92. Although I did run a half mile, so that was a pretty long run actually. I might later on do a second run with both of these batteries, assuming I don't crash or something. But next up, I'm gonna run the production pack. Oh yeah, and as far as the telemetry data on the pre-production pack, let's take a quick look here. 280 amps, 33,000 RPMs, and a mid voltage 9.5. These are all, that's a dip, so it's probably dipped closer to high nines, but that's what we're looking at. So we'll compare this to the production pack here in a minute. Again, I now have the production pack in here. The GPS is zeroed out and reading, and here we go with the production pack. 96.2. Went a little further on this run, but now I'm second guessing myself about the 2 runs. Last time out in this pack, it only went, I did get a 90, I think it was a 98 mile an hour run in it, and with shorter gearing, it actually went as fast as my SMC, or even slightly faster on the first run when I would run it. So I don't know quite what to make of this. I'm gonna have to try to run both of these one more time just to make sure that wasn't a fluke. The good news is the production pack seems to be at least as strong, but I need to do one more run with both of these just to make sure that my results are pretty real and consistent here. As far as the telemetry data, it's hard to remember everything. The motor definitely spun a little faster, and the amps, gosh, I can't remember if the other one did 300. And I imagine there's some fluctuation. That's a peak. So it's in line with the other one, but the motor definitely looks like it spun a little faster. So I'm gonna go ahead and let this cool down for a couple minutes, and then I'm gonna pop the pre-production pack back in there. All right, run 2 on the pre-production pack. Was that faster than 92? It seemed quick. I don't know. All right, 96.9. So, a little longer run this time, and I really got into it. So, good to see. Now I got to do one more run on the production pack. I only pulled about 280 amps that time. Motor spun a little slower. And I wonder how accurate some of these numbers are, honestly. The tires could spin at some point, driving those up on one run versus another. So I'm sure there's a little bit of variability to it, but it is just good to get an idea what these numbers are and see if we can draw any meaningful conclusions from them. All right, next up, the production pack. Just got to let this cool down for a few minutes. You know, sometimes I'm in a bit of a rush and I don't want to do a shakedown run. I'm just trying to get right to business. My confidence was high because I had so many clean runs, but these shakedown runs are actually kind of important, it seems. So I need to not get in a rush and not be lazy and do a 2S run before I go faster, just to make sure, you know, I didn't bump the steering trim or, you know, whatever the case, just to make sure things are going to run as good as they can. All right, so the GPS is zeroed out and reading. Can we get another run around 96 miles an hour? Normally my runs are really consistent. On occasion, the GPS will read a little low. It'll be a little wacky. Not sure if we're going to get another 96 mile an hour run here, hopefully. I like these nice and consistent. Oh, almost lost it there. Hopefully I did not tear up the tires. Another reason I didn't want to run 4S is last time I ran 4S, I did a slide at well over 100 and tore up these tires. Can't get these anymore. Gone bananas. I believe the owner, unfortunately, is still not doing well. And they're some of the best speedrun tires in the business, so I'm trying not to tear up my last set here. Looks like we're all right. We slid around a bit, but the tires look to be in okay condition. All right, 97. So yeah, that first run on the pre-production pack, I don't think the GPS picked up quite right for some reason. Hard to say exactly what happened, but there we go. We now have some consistent runs, and Brennan, I feel a lot better. I try to turn around results quickly, and there we go. So the max amps within a couple of the last run at 282. I think the engine RPM might be a little lower, but you see the min voltage. I've done live telemetry before, and you can see these numbers actually, you know, as you're putting down a run. And the min voltage, that's a spike. It'll hold like half a volt higher than that typically when you're at 100% throttle. Same thing with the max amps. That's a spike. You know, it's probably pulling more like, you know, 240 or something like that during most of the run when under full throttle. But there we go. And the final voltages, A is the production pack, B is the pre-production pack. So very close after 2 runs on each. All right, those runs were in line with what I expected this morning. We may have been a mile an hour or 2 slower than we would have this morning because the batteries weren't pre-warmed, but those last 3 runs were consistent, and it looks like the pre-production pack is in line with the production pack. As far as the setup of this car, I mentioned I would go over that at the end of the video. We have a Kimbrough 44 tooth spur gear and a Saga 37 tooth pinion gear, of course both 32 pitch. ZTW Beast Pro V2 ESC with telemetry. Got some 8mm bullets. The X-Team 3660 4650 kV motor. This motor is only a little over $40 and is an absolute ripper. And the Gone Bananas foam tires. Oh, and I don't want to forget, I'm running winter evening bearings here in the front. So, thanks for watching. This may have been a little more in depth than a lot of you guys care for, but just trying to get some good battery testing here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.